Would you believe me if I told you that your body's design is an exact copy of the universe blueprint? That your personal anatomy is a sacred map of the entire cosmos? We tend to think of ourselves as small, separate beings living in a vast, indifferent universe. But an ancient text, the Mandukya Upanishads, asks us to consider a reality that is far more majestic and far more intimate. In our last conversation, we explored the cosmic sound of Om and how its first utterance, the sound represents the very foundation of all existence. Today, we journey deeper into what that foundation truly is. It corresponds to the first state of consciousness, the one we are most familiar with, yet understand the least, the waking state. The Upanishads calls this Jagrata, the dwelling place of the waker. It seems so ordinary, doesn't it? We wake up, we open our eyes, we see the world, we feel the ground beneath our feet. It's the daily, predictable rhythm of our life. We often see it as a limitation, a mundane reality we seek to escape through entertainment or even through spiritual seeking itself. But what if this ordinary state holds the key to an extraordinary truth? The rishis, the ancient seers, gave this waking self a magnificent name, Vaishvanara. It means the universal person. This is the first profound shift in perspective. The Upanishads does not describe you, the individual, living in the world. It describes the world itself as the very body of your consciousness. In your waking state, you are a localized expression of the entire physical universe, expressing itself. Your consciousness is turned outwards, engaged with the gross material world, not as a separate observer, but as the very fabric of that world. The boundary you perceive between you and the cosmos is an illusion, a trick of the mind. To help us grasp this, the sages give us a beautiful idea. They gave us an architectural drawing. Mantra 3 of the Mandukya Upanishads describes Vaishvarna as having saptanga, seven limbs. This is the ancient architecture we spoke of, a blueprint that maps your individual body onto the cosmic body. This detailed plan is beautifully elaborated in another Upanishad, the Chandogya. Let's walk through this cosmic anatomy. The first limb is the head. The Upanishad says the head of Vaishvarna is the heavens, the brilliant celestial realm above. Think about it. Your head is where your consciousness feels most localized. It is the seat of your thoughts, your ideas, your awareness, a private sky of mental activity. The rishis ask you to expand that feeling. That inner sky of your mind is a reflection of the great sky above, the source of all light and brilliance. Your individual consciousness is a spark from the great cosmic fire of awareness. The second limb is the eyes. What are the eyes of the cosmos? The Upanishads declares them to be the sun. The sun is the universal form, the source of all light and colors that makes vision possible. Your two small eyes are not just biological organs, they are private portals connected to the one universal source of light. When you see the world, it is the sun, the eye of the universe. Looking through you, you are borrowing its light to paint your reality. The third limb is our very breath. The scriptures says the breath of this cosmic person is the air, the wind, that which moves in all paths. Your breath, that simple automatic rhythm of life, is your personal connection to the universal atmosphere. Every time you inhale, you are breathing in the same air that rustles the leaves on a distant mountain, the same wind which crosses the great oceans. It is the prana, the life force of the planet, flowing through you, sustaining you, and connecting you to every other living being. If you have a separate life force, you are borrowing from the universal breath. The fourth limb is the torso, the main trunk of the body. The Upanishads equates this cosmic space, the great expansion, the Akasha. Your torso is what your vital organs, giving them space to function. Similarly, cosmic space is what contains all the galaxies, stars, and planets. It is the silent accommodating presence that holds everything together. Your physical form is a small pocket of that same infinite space. The fifth limb seems strange at first. It is the abdomen or the bladder, which is identified with the cosmic waters, the oceans. Water is the symbol of wealth, nourishment, and the flow of life. Your body is mostly water. The oceans are the great reservoir of life on our planet. This connection reminds us that every fluid that sustains our cells are a microcosm of the primordial waters from which all life emerged. Polluting the ocean, in this view, a direct poisoning of the body of the universal self. The sixth limb is the feet. And what do your feet rest upon? The earth. The Upanishad says the feet of Vaishvanara are the planet Earth itself. It is our foundation, our stability, our support. Every step you take is an intimate contact with your cosmic foundation. This reframes our relationship with the planet entirely. The Earth is not a source to be exploited. It's living part of our own larger body. And finally, the seventh limb, the mouth. The mouth of Vaishvanara is the sacred Ahavanya fire. In Vedic rituals, this was a fire into which offerings were made to be transformed and delivered to the gods. Your mouth is also a transformative fire. It takes in food and through the fire of digestion converts it into energy, into life. It transforms thoughts into speech, another form of energy that shapes the world. Your mouth is a sacred altar. This profound teaching is beautifully captured in the story from the Mandukya Upanishad. Six very learned scholars were each worshipping a different part of the universe. It's the ultimate reality. One worshipped the heavens, other the sun, the third the wind, and so on. They argued constantly about whose god was supreme. Unable to agree, they went to the wise king named Ashwapati. The king listened patiently to each of them and then smiled. He told them, "You are all wise, but you are all like men eating different dishes at a great feast, claiming your dish is the entire meal. The heavens you worship are the head of the ultimate itself. The sun is its eye, the air is its breath." The king then revealed the secret of Vaishvanara, showing them how all the separate parts they worshipped were perfectly integrated limbs of one magnificent cosmic being. She unified this partial vision into a holistic reality. This ancient system thinking finds a powerful echo in modern science. Ecologists and system theorists tells us that the world is not a collection of objects, but a network of relationships. Harming one part of the system, like a rainforest or an ocean, inevitably harms the whole. The rishis articulated this thousands of years ago. Harming the earth is not an external act, it is literally harming our own feet. Neuroscience grapples with what it calls the binding problem. How does our brain take separate sensory data, the light hitting our eyes, the sound waves in our ears, the pressure on our skin, and bind it into a single, seamless, unified experience of reality? The philosophy of Vaishvanara offers a poetic answer. Our consciousness performs this binding because it is a reflection of a greater binding. The universe itself binds the heavens, the sun, the earth, and the water into one single cosmic person. Our mind is simply a localized node of that universal binding. Physicists today even flirt with the holographic principle, which suggests that all the information in a volume of space could be encountered on its boundary, meaning the whole is contained in every part. This is the essence of Vaishvarna. You are not a photograph of the cosmos, you are a hologram. This is not just abstract philosophy. The great Tamil sage Valala lived this truth. His profound statement, whenever I saw a withered crop, I too withered. This is the perfect expression of the Vaishvana's experience. He didn't just feel sympathy for the plant, he felt its thirst as his own, its suffering as his own, because he saw no separation. The earth, the feet of Vaishvana, was his own body. The whole of the crop was his life. This is what the Tirukkural points to what the Tirukkural points to when it says true wisdom is the ability to see the ultimate reality, the Meipurul, in every single thing, whatever it forms. The teaching of the seven limbs is a practical guide to do just that. When you see the sun, you are seeing the eyes of the cosmos. When you feel the ground, you are standing on the feet of the universe itself. And this realization has the power to change our world. It provides one of the most potent foundations for compassion and social reform. If we all, if we are all expressions of this one cosmic body, then the idea of otherness is the root of all social evils. Racism, casteism, nationalism, and every form of prejudice are built on the illusion of separation. Harming another person, seeing them as lesser, is a profound act of ignorance. It is, as the sages would say, like the left hand trying to hurt the right hand, forgetting they belong to the same body. This timeless Tamil ideal, Yadumure Yavarum Keli, all places are my own, all people are my kin, is not just a beautiful poem. It is a metaphysical fact. Compassion is not a moral choice. It is the logical and natural consequences of seeing reality clearly. So the waking state is not mundane. It is a majestic theater where the universe becomes aware of itself through you. Your body is not a prison for your consciousness. It is a sacred geography, a temple where every part of your anatomy is an altar to the cosmic force. The first step on the path of self realization is not to escape the world, but to see it for what it truly is. You are magnificent. You are magnificent, universal self. The next time you walk outside, feel the solid earth beneath you, the feet of Vaishvarna. Feel the breeze on your skin, its breath. Look up at the sun, its eyes. You are not just in the world is in you. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. If this exploration resonates with you, please consider subscribing to I Have a Cause. This is the architecture of the waking state. But what happens when we close our eyes at night? What is the true nature of the consciousness that builds our dreams? In our next episode, we will journey through the gross world to the subtle and meet Tejasa, the brilliant architecture of the dream state.